guys, and welcome to the first Beefeaters challenge. Basic challenge is to take a Land Rover, any scale, any brand, and do with what you like with it. Restore it, weather it, barn find it. Just basically have fun. So I'm just going through my little collection of what I've got, and we're going to pick one and we're going to go from there. And we've made a selection. We're going to make a shop tow truck. So we've chosen the Corgi 109-inch wheelbase. Suspension's alright on it. It's been overpainted with blue and white on top of the original red. The lights have come off on the front. There's no tyres, wheels a bit battered. And there's no mechanism, well the mechanism's there, but there's no hook and what have you, all that rubbish. So we can sort all that out. Right. Okay then, so let's strip this baby down and see what we've got to play with. So I've pre-drilled it so the base is off. Ooh, there's a little bit of original paper in there or something, I don't know what that is. The interior, vacuumed interior. You're going to see names at the bottom of your screen, guys. These are the guys that are taking part of the challenge. Please show your support and go and visit their channels and check out their builds. And subscribe to me if you're not already. Thank you very much. Right, we've got our window unit. And we've obviously got the casting. So at the rear, let's drill them out now and we'll get that off. That's one side. Got to be very careful. There's not much to drill into. It's very, very, very thin. So I'll just take my time, just edge it in slowly. Yeah, so if you stick around, there's details later on in the vid to explain and describe how you can get involved in the next build. As they say, the first build off was just for the 5 founders, just to kick things off and get things going. The next build is open invitational to anybody who wants to join in the fun, and details will be released of what vehicle you're going to be doing and when to release it and what have you. So stick around and then come and join in the fun. So we're just going to prize off this, we're going to call it a boom tail lift. So that's off, let's pop that down. And we need to get this little spare wheel off the side, which is actually the mechanism operation where you turn and it lifts the hook for the back. It's a little bit tight. I don't want to damage it. Oh, there she goes. So it's basically just a wheel. And then that pops out with a little spring on just to hold it in. Pretty simple mechanism, but really effective. Like with all Dinkies and Corgis, they're brilliant. And Matchbox. Should include Matchbox. So that's the original colour there. But I think we'll take it back to the original colours actually. So there's one thing missing off this, and it's the the canopy, like a park canopy that goes to the back just to cover up the winch. And so I've basically got some graph paper, just made a template, folded it where it needs to be folded and test fitted it, sort of thing. And then I took out this piece of tin from an old pencil case. So we've got a little bit of tin to use. So basically just stick it on, cut round it with a Dremel or a jeweler's saw, whatever you need, tin snips. And then we folded it over, got it to shape, and I ended up with this. Cut out little noggins here and there to fit around the winch, where the winch is going to go. And it basically just sits in the back there. Now on the top, you can see a black circle. So we'll get to it in a second. So as I say, that's where the boom sits. And then you've got your mechanism there to operate the boom from inside. So as I was saying, at the top, I'll show you. That's where I'm going to be locating like the beacon, because I'm sure on the original it had some sort of like flashing light there, the little beacon. So I've just mocked that up just like for visual for myself. So we've got to fabricate something for that anyway. But yeah, it's starting to take shape. So let's get the paint off it and get going. So we just pop it on our little tray, get out the paint stripper. Nice clean brush, just put a little dollop on the top. When it decides to come out the bottle, there we go, a little splurge of gunk. And you get the brush, just like apply it, a thin coat all round. But I'm just going to leave it a little bit heavy in the corners because it's quite thick paint this, and it's as I say, it's been over painted. So I'm going to put a little bit more on than what I usually do, but you'd basically just smear it over and just let it do its thing, really. And I haven't put my gloves on again. Slap on the wrist for me. Yeah, I was looking into it. I've done a few tow trucks and what they're called wreckers, whatever you want to call them, and we've not got a shop tow truck. So I just thought, well, why not make one with this challenge? Make it a little bit different. So this is going to end up being our little tow truck for the channel. So you'll see it in a few episodes to come, more likely. There we go. I've got the stripper on my fingers. I can feel it starting to tingle now, so I need to get that wiped off and get my bloody gloves on. So the other channels have released their videos by now as well, so if you've got time and you haven't already, please do check out the other guys, and they've done some really nice work, and it'd be a shame not to see what they've done. They put the time and effort in, you know, it's some lovely work. So yeah, the names will be popping up again soon if you didn't take note before, or you can always rewind back and check them out. I can't wait to see you guys as well join in. I've had a few emails off a few people who are interested already to sign up. So it should be fun. Bring the community together a little bit with it. Right, so we're just going to cover this up. Let the fumes kick in and do its thing. So while that's doing that, we're going to get some hot soapy water, another little tray, and we're just going to clean up the interior and the glass and the boom. So basically just take your toothbrush, give it a dunk, and give it a good scrub, taking care not to scratch the glass any more than what it already is. Which, to be honest, it's not that bad. It's got a little bit of paint on it. I used some Decals just like a couple of minutes beforehand just to loosen this paint up, because it had a little bit of overpaint on the top of the window. But that's coming off pretty easy now with the Decals. If you've got no Decals, you can use .3 brake fluid, which is the better one. There's .4 and .3, and I believe .3 is the better one to use. It breaks the paint down quicker. And I also believe you can use bleach, but I'm not too sure on glass units. I know you can take chrome off the plastic parts with bleach. I should imagine if you're careful enough, you should be able to get away with getting paint off. So that's the interior cleaned, the window cleaned. Let's get the boom. Give that a quick scrub. There we are, it's there. Just give it a little wipe over. Little dunk in the water to rinse it. Let's set them aside. So let's check out the paint. Oh, it's nice. It's coming off lovely. So it's got quite a thick layer of white paint on the roof, and the blue on the bonnet is fairly thick. So although you only see me take this off, I do go again just to get the original colour off, but I didn't include that as I thought it'd be a bit pointless putting 2 shots of the same process in. So I basically just rinsed and repeated what you've seen me do now to get it to the state you're going to see it soon. So we just go around with the paintbrush, just taking off what we can. And if it was at the stage where it was down to the metal now, you basically just get what you can off and then take it to the sink, hot soapy water. And oh yeah, I've got my gloves on this time. Hot soapy water, and basically just rinse it and wash it all off. And it all falls off pretty easy. I said we're getting through quite a bit of it now, but I do go again just to make sure everything's off. I was only in the paint stripper for roughly 25-30 minutes. It's not long. So while I was paint stripping, what I've done was I've not included the footage in the video, but I've done a second vehicle, and it's the Matchbox, the smaller version. It's the Matchbox Safari, and I've basically just redone that and stripped it down, and instead of it doing it with the luggage and the Safari vehicle, so per se what it's meant to be, I turned it into a Safari Park Land Rover with the zebra stripes on. So at the end of my clip on the Beefeaters channel, you'll see footage of that, of clips of that, should I say. It's not actually on this video, but you'll see pictures of that on the Beefeaters channel. So you also want to head over to there if you want to as well. It's called The Beefeaters, and just subscribe to that channel, and then you'll see all details then for future build-offs, and you're qualified then to join in. Basically, that's subscribe to the channel, look out for the posts, and then stick to the terms, and you're away. Easy as that. Real thick paint this is. Really, really thick. Thick and gunky and gooey. Just keep cleaning it off on the towel there, the tea towel. Not tea towel, kitchen towel, should I say. Wipe it on a tea towel, the wife would kill me. Saying I could always blame the kids, couldn't I? Wasn't me. Just do what the kids do. Wasn't me. It was Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody's lived in my house for years. Honestly, nobody does nothing in my house. Right, so here we are. It's all cleaned up, scrubbed up, ready to go. So I've just got this little cordless tool, little rotary tool. It's going to clean it up with the killer metal filings that shoot off and stab you in the face. So we're just going to carefully and watch where these fly off. Just quickly zoom over and take it down. At this point, I already had 2 of these little spikes stuck into the palm of my hand holding the vehicle. And that's when I found out then, as I was just holding the vehicle there, it was like a little bit of a wince. It's like, oh, stuck into my palm anyway. So if you're going to use these wheels, be very careful. They're awful. I'll just take out these 2 little splinters on my hand because they're starting to hurt. I stick this back on charge. Oh, it won't let me use it while it's charging. Okay, not a problem. We'll set it down. And we come back when it's charged. Right, so after a good half an hour or so, we'll come back. It's got enough charge in it just to do what I need to do. I say it's got about a 2-hour battery life once it's fully charged, and it doesn't take too long to charge up, so it's always on charge in between jobs, and it's always ready to go. I just happened to not charge it for this, so that was my bad. So we just quickly go around the whole vehicle, just take off any oxidization and remnants of any paint which is left anywhere, which to be honest there isn't. Let's do the front in a sec, get that done out the way. Yeah, front bumper in, lights. I'm also going to bling this up a little touch. I'm going to give it some fancy jeweled headlights and indicators and side lights and safety lights on the back. Just to give it that nice little touch with it being a shop vehicle. We'll go that extra mile with this one, I think. Oops. Just clean off the back. And we should be about done. Oh, let's put that back on charge. Here we go. So here she is. She's all burnished up, ready, nice and clean. That's where the little motor's going to sit. So yeah. It's looking good. Happy days. So let's just give this a quick test fit now with no paint on it. It actually looks like a bit of a Humvee shaper to me. Bit of a Hummer. Yeah, when creating this little canopy, I didn't do it perfectly straight. I've left it sort of worn, looking like dinted and dented, with it being, it's going to be a vehicle that's being used all the time, so it's just to create the illusion that it's being used, you know. Let's just have a quick tidy up. So where we are in the paint booth now, just going to take it back to its roots and go back with the original colour of red. And I've done the canopy off camera, so I paint the canopy yellow because they were the original colours, red and yellow. So I'm just going to apply a quick tack coat to this, let it dry, sit off for a little while and come back and put a few more coats on. So I'll just show you the first initial coat and we'll just get through it and we'll move on with the build. And say it's going on pretty well, the paint, it's decent. I'm using Vallejo red, the acrylic, water-based. Nothing special, just bog standard red. I think it's called Scarlet. I'm not sure, to be honest. Apply a few more coats there just to even the spread of the paint out. Make sure I've not missed any. I set it down to dry. So after drying, we'll come back and we'll just give it another quick hit. I just got a little bit of a blockage in the brush there, just clearing it out. You can see I'm applying this second coat fairly thick, nice and wet, but being careful not to create any runs, so you just watch you don't pull it up anywhere or get any splatters. Yeah, it's starting to take shape. I'm quite liking this colour. Just have a double check before you lay it down to dry again. And then we'll go to the bench and we'll do some decals. So here's the back canopy. I've created the little beacon at the top there with the top of a Bic pen, the lid, and what I've done was basically just. Hold on, no, I didn't. I tell a lie. I do apologise. I used a piece out of a model kit, the transparency bits that you get red or orange, and you get the transparent see-through. I actually used the see-through piece. I cut a piece of the what's the name of it called now? The little bit of frame that you get left over, all the bits on. I can't remember the name of it now. But anyway, I just basically cut a piece of that off, shaped it with sandpaper, used the orange Sharpie, and then I done a chrome with the Molotow pen around the base, just to create the illusion that it was sitting inside a chrome bracket. So that's what I done for the beacon, and then it just drilled a hole and then pushed it through and super glued it into place. So we're just applying the shop decals on now. Die-cast salvage decals, custom made by Side King 75. My apologies, by Chris there. Just go over and check him out as well. He's got a good channel. He does customising on rally cars and different things and Matchbox stuff. He does a lot of styling work. He's a really good guy. So yeah, make sure you check him out. So that should be all right actually. I always get very nervous putting decals on and transfers and stickers and what have you. I always seem to put pressure on myself that I've only got so much time, and or you don't get it done before you break it or you do something wrong. So I always panic myself, and it's stupid really. It's probably one of the most easiest things to do, but you create the stress yourself, you know. So we're just going to dab off the excess liquid now before I knock it and move it. And I've deliberately kept the truck out of shot there. I didn't want to do a reveal before the reveal, even though you can see it. But you know what I mean. Leave it alone, George. It's fine. Just leave it alone. Right, turn around to the other side. It's fine. Leave it alone. So we just get the transfer, or the decals. I keep saying transfers. I used to call them transfers when I was a kid. And they're now known as decals, aren't they? So we'll keep the terminology correct. So we are wetting it all before we put on the decal. I just slide it off partly with my fingers, and then I've got more control then I pull off the backing paper with tweezers. And it just seems to be an easier option for me to do it this way. Whether it's the right way, I'm not sure, but I suppose everyone's got their own way of doing things. Yeah, just partly put it on, grip it with my other thumb, and then just pull the backing paper away. There we go. Just try and get it straight now without turning it. Just add a little bit more water just for ease. I think they look quite nice, them decals. He's done a cracking job of them. I'm really pleased. I've got like smaller ones, different size, to bigger ones, you know, so I'm quite happy with them actually. They're quite nice. Cheers for that, Chris. Done a good job, buddy. So just give it a quick test fit in a second, off shot. Just make sure it's lined up. Stop fidgeting, George, you're going to rip it. Leave it alone. You just see the little rear jewels on the back there. On the front, you can see the jewels I put on the front there for the indicators and the lights. Right, so let's check out what we started with. So we had a play-worn, over-painted vehicle. Had been loved in the sort of, well, not wrong way, but been mistreated and neglected a little bit. But that's what these are for when we're kids. That's what we do. So yeah, this is how it was, if you remember. No wheels, nothing. All battered and chipped. And then we put it on the wheel, and this is what we've got. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. As I say, check out the other guys' videos. They put the time and effort into to do this challenge.